Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are safe and in good health. This is your English class, and today we will be continuing with the lesson The Souvenir. Let us do a quick recap of what we've already looked at in the previous video. Now, if you remember, I had told you in the previous video that there was a girl named Sayali who on her school trip was going to the moon along with her classmates and her teachers. She was very excited to go to the moon. This was her first time and her mother was equally excited to send her. Her mother encouraged her. Even though the trip was very expensive, she still gave her permission to go on it. Sayali was very excited to look at everything in space, to look at the stars, to look at everything that surrounded her. Finally, Sayali's space shuttle landed on the moon and they were introduced to the receptionist who told them that they were present at the Neil Armstrong base. Now, I had told you all in the previous video that Neil Armstrong was the first man to land on the moon. He was an astronaut. These children, Sayali and her friends, were staying at the Neil Armstrong base. They were going to be there for 3 days. And we had stopped over here in the previous video. Now today, let us continue with the lesson and read what happens to Sayali and her friends, what they do on the moon, what are the things that are planned out for them, and let us see what the souvenir is all about. Let us continue reading the lesson. I want you all to pay attention to each and every word that I am reading. And after watching the entire video, you all have to read this lesson in your textbook. Let us begin. A jam-packed 3 days program awaited the children on the moon. According to the Earth calculations, on the moon, there were 15 days of daylight and 15 days of night time. 3 days of the trip were going to be part of the night time of the moon. One of the most important programs of the first day was Sky Watch on the Earth. It was Sky Watch. On the Earth, it was usually foggy and the stars were seen rarely and only very faintly. There was no atmosphere on the moon. On the dark background of the moon sky, the stars shone dazzling bright. Now, in this paragraph, we are told what the sky looks like from the moon. Remember, Sayali and her friends are on the moon, and so they are able to look at the stars, look at the sky from the moon, and the sky is described to all of us. The stars are shining brightly from where Sayali and her friends are standing on the moon. The most attractive view was that of the disk of the Earth. In the moon sky, the Earth looked 13 times bigger than the moon in the Earth's sky. So now, Sayali is looking at the Earth from the moon. Normally we look at the moon from our houses, from Earth. But now because Sayali is on the moon, she is looking at our planet Earth from the moon. And she says that the Earth looks 13 times bigger. The Earth's light fell on the moon. This beautiful, enchanting view made Sayali and her friends ecstatic. They fell asleep feeling happy, excited and comfortable at the same time. Sayali and her friends were absolutely mesmerized. They loved the view of the Earth. They loved looking at the stars from the moon. They found it to be very beautiful. They were enchanted by all of this and they were very happy. They were ecstatic. Finally, they fell asleep in all this excitement and happiness. The second day's attraction was the circus on the moon. One unique feature of the circus was the seating arrangement. The spectators were made to sit in the tent and the circus was going on outside. High jumps and long jumps were the special attractions. One gymnast jumped 27 meters high. Now on day 2 of their trip on the moon, they had a circus that was organized for them. And the unique part of this circus was that the children and the teachers, the spectators, the audience, they sat inside the tent, and all the gymnasts, the people who were going to perform all the stunts and all the maybe the clowns or the jokers were all outside the tent. Okay, and there were many gymnasts who were performing stunts. And one special unique attraction was that one gymnast jumped 27 meters high. So I'm sure you all know about the high jump and long jump. So one of the gymnasts on the moon jumped 27 meters high, which was a huge thing. On both the days, besides the main attractions, much time was reserved for visiting the various settlements there. It was expected that the students should spend time for self-study. The teacher had assigned them the task of writing an essay on how they spent their time on the moon, which places they visited, what they observed, etc. Sayali and her friends had travelled far and wide and had done a lot of sightseeing. Now students, because Sayali and her friends had gone to the moon, their teachers who had accompanied them told them to write an essay. And Sayali and her friends had gone sightseeing. That means they had gone to visit all the different places on the moon. They had gone there, explored everything. They went to different places. They saw different places. And their teachers had told them to write an essay on the same. So they had to describe what they saw on the moon. Okay, how did they spend their time on the moon? Which places did they visit and what did they see over there? On the third day, their teacher took them to a place of historical importance. 100 years ago, Neil Armstrong had landed at this place. Everyone was looking forward to this visit to the historical monument. It was the oldest place in the history of man on the moon. The first footprint of Neil Armstrong was preserved on the moon land. Beside the footprint was a grand statue of Armstrong. Now all of you too must have gone to visit some of the other historical places in India. Maybe you have gone to India Gate, or maybe you have gone to the Taj Mahal, or maybe you have visited the Prince of Wales Museum. These are all historical places, and in the same way, this particular place on the moon was also a historical place because it was the place where Neil Armstrong, remember I told you all about Neil Armstrong, who was the first man to land on the moon. So that place where he landed, where his first footprints were captured, that was a historical place on the moon. So on the third day, Sayali and her friends and their teachers went to this place on the moon where Neil Armstrong had landed on for the first time. This place was preserved. The footprints of Neil Armstrong were preserved on that place, on the land on the moon. And not only that, there was also a statue of Neil Armstrong that was built at the side of the footprint. At the base of the statue were carved the first words uttered by a human on the moon. One small step for a man, one giant leap of mankind. Now these were the first words that Neil Armstrong had uttered when he had stepped on the moon. So therefore, these were the same words that were carved, that were engraved on the statue, on the base of the statue. The next attraction for the children was that they were going to wear the space suits for the first time. Then they were going to roam outside, experiencing the gravitational force of the moon. Now, I'm sure when you get new clothes, you too are very excited to wear them and show them off to your friends, and you want to click pictures in your new clothes. In the same way, Sayali and her friends were getting to wear their space suits for the first time, and they were very excited to wear their space suits. I'm sure you all already know what are the space suits. If you don't, you may have seen them in films or movies or videos or pictures. It's where an astronaut wears a sort of a helmet and a suit, and it's called a space suit. So that is what Sayali and her friends were going to wear the first time, for the first time after they have landed on the moon. Now, not only this, keep in mind that in our previous video we spoke about the receptionist who told Sayali and her friends that they were only supposed to stay within the dome-shaped settlements. Why? Because the dome-shaped settlements have the same gravitational force as that of the earth. If they go outside of those dome-shaped settlements, then the gravitational force of the moon comes into play. That is, the moon's gravitational force is very less. Okay, as good as nothing as compared to that of the earth, and it was dangerous. So therefore, Sayali and her friends had to wear their space suit, and they were allowed to go outside the dome-shaped settlements and experience the gravitational force of the moon. Be careful when you walk, dear children. Don't run or sprint. You will fall. The teacher was warning repeatedly, but who was in the mood to listen? They hopped, jumped, and ran around. This is the same thing when we go on our picnics and our educational trips, our field trips. We teachers, we tell you all, don't run, don't shout, don't jump. But you all never listen to us. You all are so excited to run around and look at the entire place. So in the same way, Sayali too and her friends were very excited to go and experience the gravitational force of the moon. And even though their teachers were telling them, don't do this, don't do that, they weren't listening to their teachers. They were very excited. Buy ornaments specially made from the stones on the moon. Very cheap, cheaper than those available in the shops in the settlement. Cheaper and better. At least have a look. The roadside shopkeepers screamed at the top of their voice. Now, if you remember in the previous video, we had spoken about the receptionist who had given the children some instructions. And she had told them that if you want to buy anything and take it home to earth as a souvenir from the moon, it has to be from the shops that lie within the dome-shaped settlements. You cannot buy anything from the shops that are outside the dome-shaped settlements because they can be fake. Those are unauthorized shops. They sell fake things, not good quality things. Okay, so don't buy anything. But Sayali and her friends were now outside the dome-shaped settlement area. They were experiencing the gravitational force of the moon. And all the shopkeepers over there were trying to tell Sayali and her friends to buy ornaments from them. And they told them that all these ornaments are very cheap and they're very good quality. So you should buy them from here. They're cheaper than what you would get inside the dome-shaped settlements. Buy, sister, buy. I am selling these earrings really cheap. Saying this, he approached Sayali and displayed the sets of shining stones earrings. Sayali suddenly remembered her mother. Tomorrow they were to start on their return journey. She had completely forgotten her mother in the last 3 days. She felt terribly guilty. Now finally, there was a shopkeeper who came to Sayali and said that he had really beautiful and cheap earrings. Okay, and he told her, please buy these earrings. They are cheap and they are beautiful. Suddenly, Sayali remembered that tomorrow she'll be leaving back to go to earth. And she had not bought anything for her mother. She was feeling very guilty, very bad. Okay, she had forgotten about her mother in these 3 days on the moon because she was very excited, very happy. Okay, it was new to her. To be on the moon was a completely new experience, and she had forgotten about her mother. But buy these, sister. Don't think much. Cheaper and better. Take it. Sayali looked around. The other children had proceeded ahead. Come on, give me those red earrings. Quick. Sayali pointed at them and asked, what's the price? Now, Sayali finally decided to buy those earrings from the shopkeeper. Now, all of you remember that this shopkeeper is outside the dome-shaped settlements, okay, where the gravitational force of the moon comes into play. And the gravitational force of the moon is less than that of the earth. So now let's see what happens when Sayali wants to buy the earrings. Only 1,000 rupees, replied the salesman. Sayali immediately paid the amount, took the earrings and ran to catch up with her friends. Now Sayali was feeling very bad, so she decided, okay, come on, let me buy the earrings, let it be, they're cheap and they look to be very good and pretty. So she bought them for her mother, and now she caught up with her friends and they were getting ready to come back to Earth. On returning home, Sayali told her mother very enthusiastically, Mummy, look what I have bought for you. Her mother picked up the earrings. She exclaimed, hello dear, how am I going to wear such heavy earrings? Sayali immediately realized her mistake. Sayali had purchased the earrings in the field of the moon's gravity. Did you understand, students, what happened in the end? Sayali buys the earrings, but she buys them from the shopkeeper that is outside the dome-shaped settlement. Okay, and over there the gravitational force of the moon is very less, and therefore the weight of the earrings completely changed when it came back to the earth's gravity. Okay, on the earth those same earrings are very, very light when bought in the moon's gravitational force. When you come back to earth, and when she gave it to her mother picked up the earrings and said, these are so heavy because the gravitational force of the earth is greater, and therefore the weight of the earrings also increased, and therefore her mother told Sayali that she could not wear those earrings because they were very, very heavy. And Sayali finally realized her mistake, that she should not have bought the earrings from the out of the dome like settlements, because they were first of all not genuine and they were under the gravitational force of the moon. So I'm sure all of you have understood this lesson, and I hope you liked this lesson. It has a sort of a comic angle to it towards the end, okay, where Sayali buys something for her mother and she brings those earrings back as a souvenir. Those earrings were a souvenir, but it actually becomes useless because her mother cannot wear those earrings because they are very, very heavy. Okay, so students, this is the end of the lesson, the souvenir. I hope you all have understood the lesson, and I want you all to start reading your textbooks thoroughly. Make sure you underline the difficult words, search for the meanings of certain words that you don't understand, and also copy down the notes in your English notebook neatly. Study hard for your unit tests that are coming up, and until our next video, all of you, take care of yourselves, take care of your parents. Okay, stay good, don't trouble your parents, and hopefully we will meet very soon in school. Bye everyone.